Hello everybody, welcome back to some repo. We're doing a little solo run, some tips and tricks along the way, going through the thought process. We are on part 4 of this lovely game, this lovely venture. We're doing no mods, we're just doing vanilla, just chilling. We're looking at the shop now, seeing what we got. Looks like a better shop. This is actually a pretty good shop. The introduction of the jump. Got another strength finally. Our last shop was not fantastic. Like, let's be honest. It was not great. We have full health, though, coming into this one. Our enemy set on the last run was not really that big a deal. So I was able to get out of there with a good amount of health, and crouch rest is looking good at 3. We're doing pretty good. I don't have any guns here, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. You can kind of start stockpiling cheaper crystals if you want, because they will just keep going up in value for a little while. I'm definitely getting this strength, without a doubt. Also, if you want to know how I'm throwing that, I just kind of scroll wheel it, and then let it go. And then it just goes, usually, right where you want it to go. Just keep scroll wheel. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 2 speeds for 5,000 each. Yeah, I'm doing that. I don't like to go over 2 speed. I just like speed is good up to a point until it becomes more of a detriment and you end up using it to crash into items and stuff like that. Getting away from things, or like at the end when you're running through after the last extraction, great, but man, until then, it's kind of a problem. Now, I am contemplating if I buy this last speed. Actually, I think I will. And I'll show you the little shop manipulation trick, too. So we'll get that since it's cheap. Definitely getting this crouch rest. And we have a choice now. Okay. That's a limp throw. We have it. Oh, I can't get it. Never mind. Crouch rest is too much money. That's fine. I don't need to get both of them. Like I said, you like to get both if you can, just because you get it at the cheaper price. But I already have 3 crouch rests. That's my 4th. It's going to be pretty good. We want to get more as we go, but we don't have to, like, overdo it. I don't want to get one range. I want to get 2 at a time or 3 at a time. Maximize the profits on that. Or the, not the profits, the cheapness on that, whatever that means. We cannot afford a crystal. We could get a health pack if we wanted to be extra safe. The thing about getting these 2 healths, right? So we're going to be put up from 120 to 160. That still means we're 2 shot from a robe, we're 2 shot from a hunter, so it doesn't really do a whole lot there. If a clown laser hits us, which it really shouldn't, we're still 2 shot from them, from them too. It's going to help with like hunters and little enemies and things, or not hunters, headmen and little things like that, because they do 50 damage or 10 damage or whatever, like a lot of the little enemies. An alien, if it smashes you, will do 50 damage each also, so it'll save you a little bit there. So we're 3 shot from a lot of them now. Really 4, actually, if you think about it, going up to 60, 160. But having a health pack, that insurance policy is nice. So if you don't have a 3, it's kind of like pointless anyway. If we got shot down to, like, let's say 60 health, and we take a 50, we'll be put up to a higher amount than the 1 shot. It'll put us at, like, 110 or something like that. So, I mean, it is worth, depending on how you want to play it. Like, do I get the health pack and put myself up over? But I still have this one in the middle, see? So that was the big difference, is, like, I still have this health pack. So we could get extra health. We could, you know, get that insurance policy, but there's no reason to. Now, check this out. What I'm going to do... Take the health, take the jump, because that'll help a lot. Take the crouch rest, take the strength. These speeds, I'm not going to take them yet. I only want to take 2 anyway. But I'm going to leave all 3 of them in the truck, so I can kind of manipulate the shop next time. And then a max of maybe 1 of these could spawn, but highly unlikely. And then I'll just take them after I go through that shop. The whole reason I can do that is I can get by without using the speed. It's not a big deal at all, you know. But I really want that strength, so we're going to just leave that in there and see what happens in our shop next time. What I was going to talk about this time is mostly just the difference between extractions. 3 extraction runs are my least favorite. I hate 3 extractions, and I really hate Headman Manor 3 extractions. Headman Manor is my least favorite map in general because it's got a lot of loud items, it's got a lot of tricky items to move around. It's also super narrow, so it mixes big, like, obnoxious items with very, very small, narrow, least easily movable items around in the game for the most part. Except for, I'll tell you what though, the museum is having probably the worst items to move around now. So the museum's got the worst items to move. Headman's got the worst area to move items around in. The gramophone makes noise every now and then. The radio will. The TV will. There's a lot of items that'll just mess with respawn timers and ping enemies. So Headman Manor's kind of tough. Not a huge fan of it. However, we do have this bathroom here. So if we have a duck on this run, we at least know we can kill the duck for sure. Now, 3 extraction runs are so annoying to me because a lot of times the map gets larger. The quota doesn't really get super, super high on them. So you're not making like a ton of extra money, but the map feels like you should be making more money because of how large it is. You can have giant items start spawning on there, like the Griffin and Swift Broom and, pianos and stuff here. You won't get those on 2 extraction runs ever, unless it's like a crazy quota, but I still don't think you can even get them then. And then also the positioning. So even though the map is larger, the positioning of the extractions are usually very awful. What you usually see, and it doesn't happen like, oh, look at that. It doesn't happen too often that you get a set of extractions that are really good on 3 extraction maps. The maps are usually north, south, east, and west, as far as where the rooms spread out. And when you have 4 extraction runs, you have an extraction north, south, east, and west. They're not always placed in the best spots, but at least you have different options and more options to stage items. On 3 extraction runs, though, like I said, you have those more extractions and you have more items, but the extractions are usually really close together. So you don't have one on all the directions. You don't have one at north, south, east, and west all the time. You're missing one. And a lot of times I'll see like an extraction right next door to the first extraction or right next door to the last extraction. So they're bunched up, and it's just tough to stage items there. You're either overwhelmed with all the items in the front or overwhelmed with all the items in the back, and then you have an extraction that's kind of useless because there's just nothing to really do with it. Yeah, you can take your time and move items around and stage different items and stuff, but it's still just kind of inconvenient. Headman is so annoying because he's fast. He sees you from a mile away. He does 50 damage per hit, and he is just in hot pursuit all the time. What you want to do is get around items or under items. This is actually not a bad map to have a headman on because, like, if you're on the museum and you have a headman, it's pretty tough because you're just out in the open for the most part. You can jump an event maybe or, get under something maybe, but for the most part, you're just kind of out in the open. And I've always had a problem getting away from the headman. He's just too quick, and like I love this map for having a headman because you can just kind of lose him around corners and stuff like that. He gives up pretty quick if you break line of sight. You got to be careful though. You just never know. He's so quiet. He'll just sneak up on you. And I hate when he does that freaking teeth thing too. That like clanking his teeth together. It drives me crazy. $2,000 frog, excellent. Remember, do not drop that into the cart. You put it in the cart and then let it go, because otherwise that guy's going to be hopping around, making all kinds of noise, getting in the way, losing value, all that stuff. Alright, so this Headman Manor actually looks like it's well set up for 3 extractions. That's hardly ever like this, but what it looks like is this outdoor place usually doesn't have anything, but we're going to go down there anyway. It looks like straight up to the top of the map is an extraction, and then it branches off to the other side. So it's a Y-like formation on a map instead of, more linear and more square. So that's really nice. I had a Swift Broom yesterday when I played this, and the extraction was... I walked into a room from the starting point, took a left, and there was an extraction right there too. So it was literally right next door, and it's so annoying because it's just such a waste of an extraction. You end up having more items to extract towards the end, And like I said, you could walk them back and potentially like stage items in place, but it's just it just takes so unnecessarily long to set them up, 4 extraction is nice because if you have like a really bad extraction or something, just quick extract, get out of there, and keep moving. Yeah, 2 extractions are probably my favorite because it's like, you know, you just collect half the map, put it in one, finish the last half, put it in the other one. A lot of times you can go through and collect all the little stuff too. And the end, you just have a sack and, you know, a big item left. All right, so here's what we're probably going to do. This whole area is done over here. We have this extraction. I could probably stage these items right here and just throw these into the extraction once we're done with the rest of the house. Like, I can just gently set this stuff down right here. And now I got this empty cart. See, even though the map is set up pretty well where it's like one branches off to one side and one to the other side, like, you still get left with almost nothing at each area. So, you know, it's still kind of overloaded in one section of the map. As much as you try to see the bright side on 3 extraction runs, it's pretty tough sometimes. Yeah, because we have $6,900 in there. We could extract this stuff, but I'm wondering about any larger items in here. $10,000 quota on a 3 extraction is not huge. So there probably isn't anything like crazy on the map, but there might be like a, you know, a harp or a piano sneaking around here. I also don't know what the enemy sets are. They actually changed, not fairly recently, but they changed the way the enemies spawn in, and I know I talked about it briefly before, but like the enemies, you could kind of predict who was going to be where and what you were going to see, because they used to have like a rotational pattern that they would adhere to, and that was, even if you died, you would still kind of adhere to that rotational pattern. Like, oh, I died to a clown, so if I start over again, I won't see a clown for a couple more runs. Now you can see just enemies whenever, wherever, and there's different sets of them that spawn. Tough thing about what I'm looking at for the rest of this map here is that it looks like there's still a bunch of area unexplored on this side. So, you know, again, the 3 extraction, we have barely anything in the first extraction. We have barely anything at the second extraction. Another bathroom, which is nice if we have a duct, but I doubt we have one because we would have probably seen them by now. But, you know, a lot of these items are probably just overloaded towards the back here. And I think that's the trick with the 3 extractions. That's where you kind of get stuck a lot of times is, you know, oh, I did the first 2 extractions real quick and easy. And if you're playing for speed more than anything, just trying to get through the levels, like, that's great, you know. We could have extracted 2 already and been done with that. But I am playing to get as much money as I can. So it's just a very different way of going up through here. What the hell was that? Genuinely, I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea what that was. Sometimes when you're moving the cart around, like, stuff kind of falls through the cart. I don't know how or why that happens, but it's just been happening a lot lately. And, oh, man. See, this is what I hate about trying to get the doll in the cart. It just hardly ever goes in there if you don't have a clean cart. Look at that. I mean, how many times can she fall out like that? And she's ruining items in there. It's so obnoxious. But yeah, I'm sitting here trying to get as much money as I can. And, oh, there's Headman. Yep. As soon as I freaking did the doll, Headman comes out of nowhere. Is he going downstairs? That's good. So yeah, if he goes downstairs... Whoops. Oh, we got an invisible guy. We try to get under something so it doesn't take me. Yeah, he'll... Okay, so that's annoying. He took me into a robe. He just grabbed me and ran me right into a robe the other day, and it was really brutal. I hated that. We have a Slimer also. That's the problem with no strength right now. I don't have the strength to, like, kill any of these creatures. I could pick up the invisible guy and the Slimer with 4 strength and slam both of them down and kill them. There's that teeth thing that I hate. A lot going on right now, so we just got to be patient and hide, which, as you guys know, patience is not my specialty. Slimer, Headman, everybody's just right here, just chilling. Yeah, get out of here, guys. I'd like to move. Oh, nope. Come on. He kind of jukes you out there. He kind of like gives you the deeks. He puts you on skates a little bit, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm coming. No, I'm not coming. I don't know what's going on. All right, we're going to go down here real quick. Check for some little stuff here. What I was saying about that cart, though, there's this weird little, like, glitch thing that happens. There's a couple little cart glitches. One, the cart kind of wobbles a lot when you encounter, like, a door that's open, like a cupboard door or something. Even if you're not touching it, it still kind of senses that you're, like, around it or near it. Oh, boy, that's brutal. Down here, that's real brutal. So it'll start wobbling around and the items start jostling and all kind of fly out. It's just a strange thing that happens. And then also, there's this cart glitch where you can see, like, driving along and certain items sometimes fall right out of the bottom. I think mine just now, like, I don't know if I spun it too fast or what, and everything kind of flipped out that way, but it was just a very weird thing. I don't even remember picking up a cup or a plate or whatever that was that blew up, so maybe it was on the ground, I don't know, but either way, just one of those little weird things that can happen. On the first map or the second map, that would have really bothered me because it's like, you know, that's a lot of money we're losing out on. Oh, right then and there. But on this map, you know, it's especially 3 extractions. I'm just trying to get through them. I don't care. Yeah, I hate when that invisible guy, he's not supposed to, but sometimes he'll literally throw you into a hole too. I just hate when that happens. It's so obnoxious. I know we have that clown bomb too. So like this thing, if you push its nose 3 times, the clown in there, it'll actually activate a bomb and you have a little bit of time to throw it at somebody or leave it for somebody to run into and get killed on. But I don't want to do that. The only reason I don't want to do that is because... Oh God, I couldn't grab it. I couldn't grab it in time. I don't have the reach, so it just kind of rolled off. I don't want to do the clown bomb because it is just a little dangerous. When you're solo, it's you got to play in a certain way. Like I say, self-preservation, you just got to be very careful of. Now, some of the enemies, like if we had, let's say, like a clown itself, if we had the big clown, you know, we could like bait it into lasering us. Oh man, not that girl. We could bait it into lasering us, and then that would be great because he just stands still. The clown's going off, and we just blow him up easy, no problem. I am going to do something different with this set here because we have some weird extractions, and like I said, we don't have much money anywhere yet staged, but that's okay. I'm going to bring us into this room here. Now, our cart is just overflowing. We're just so full. We are overflowing with stuff. I'm going to bring this here, and we'll use this extraction to get the cart and everything there. I want to bring that painting all the way back to the front. This is what I'm talking about with these extractions. This is what I'm talking about with the 3 extraction runs. It's just like a lot of these items are so all over the place and it's so like top heavy in certain areas. So I know we have an extraction back here, but I don't want to chance it and bring that back when we have all kinds of other items to extract. And the painting itself will just, you know, probably kick our extraction off. So it's going to be tough to kind of get it through the area, especially when it's down here. This painting is so fragile. But it doesn't make noise, so we have that going for us. Just got to be patient. Just got to be careful and patient. And again, I don't really have either of those things, but we're going to do our best here. Yeah, around these corners. That's why I'm not bringing this to the second extraction either and staging it there. Okay. What is going on here? Well, I guess it's just standing up. Fine, that's never happened before either, but what are the odds we do that again? Not good, I guess. Yeah, there's just too many twists and turns there, and there's a lot of twists and turns here, but you have to get them out from under here and go from different rooms, avoiding headmen and invisible guys and all kinds of stuff, you know. So far, we've only seen 3 enemies. And usually at 3 extraction runs, we'll find a 4th. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like that it turned there. There we go. I like to bring it from the side and lean it on me and then walk it around. That's like the safest way to do it usually. But see, all these ups and downs here, man, they are really just killing me with this painting. Oh, I hear the invisible guy again. I heard him breathing. I don't know where he is, but I heard him. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. Oh, I hear a Slimer now, too. Look at this. See, this is what happens. It's so hard to manipulate these paintings and things through these hallways. That's why it's so, like, big and cumbersome. It's because it's made to be as much, oh my god, as much as a pain as possible to get through the hallways. So this sucks. Anytime the Slimer gets on my head, we just gotta wait. We basically just have to wait for him to get off because there's nothing I can do about it. I can't slam him into the ground. He doesn't do any damage to me, he's just here. So what I like to do when he's on my head and I just have to wait for him to get off is just check to see what other things we have around. Maybe tag some items. Okay, so this is an extraction right here. That's all there is to it. That might be a better place to throw the painting then. I thought there was going to be a whole lot more room here. But we got these two girls and that painting. The painting, I could just walk straight back into that. And, oh, okay, that scared the hell out of me. I didn't mean to see the headman on the tombstone right there. Okay, just gotta wait for this guy to go. And then we are in business. I would love it if he would be... Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, so now with this... There's Headman right there. He might see me. He doesn't have a huge range to see me, and he's like in slow mode right now. So I can probably try to... Oh. It's so hard to see when you're carrying a painting or anything this big. Because, you know, you have to, like, look up to move it. And I'm kind of rushing this because I really don't want him to, like, come grab me from behind. There's not a whole lot of places to hide right here. Usually there's, like, at least a spot in every room or every hallway. And that's, you know, the case for a lot of these places. But that hallway we were just in, there's not really a whole lot of good stuff to hide in. There's really nowhere good to hide in here, actually. All right, so those two dolls we can just throw into that extraction, too. They're nice and close. Oh. That's what I'm saying. Got to run all the way back here. And now, every item should be staged, should be ready to go. All we got to do is just start pressing extractions. The only issue is, I thought I was bringing that painting to the front, so I'll have to bring something else to the front now to actually push the extraction. Is he coming down this way? Yes, jeez. That's pretty tough. That is pretty tough. If you crouch around enemies, even if they kind of like look at you, they don't have as good a chance to see you. So crouching is just a huge, huge benefit in this game. Yeah, okay. I could take the doll. Yeah, we could maybe take the doll. He's not like okay, wow. He's not a sound cue enemy. What happened there is just run. There was that little hill there that I didn't see, so the girl actually hit the hill, then hit me. Because I was trying to scroll wheel her away, and you saw how that worked. Okay, so that could just go in there. We'll quick extract this one. This is what I'm saying. These 3 extractions are so weird. The map is bigger, but the items, like... I mean, look at this. There's nothing in there. This wasn't actually even the worst 3 extract. Like, this was actually fine. Like I say, oh, God, this guy... The extractions were left and right and then center, so it made it a little easier. It's just like, I just wish there was more to it, or, you know, the items kind of set up better. This is a great way to see, though. The enemies move towards the pings, so as soon as all that noise happened there, you see he just came right in to investigate, and that's always what happens, so be very careful. If you have a robe, a hunter, like things like that, you just... If you're extracting, it's good to hide when you're extracting, because you just never know what could happen. He's turning all the way around again. Where's he going? Up the stairs, maybe? I hope he goes up the stairs so I can just get out of here. Teeth thing, man. God, I hate that. Nope, he's coming back now. Where are you going, sir? The music always does that thing when you see, like, a larger enemy. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, man. I thought I could get under there in time. He grabbed me, and he's going right towards the head. Oof, man, I'm glad he veered off there, because that'd been pretty bad otherwise. I hate when you get grabbed by this guy. It is so obnoxious. And now we're running, like, side by side, so he'll do it again, probably. Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, no, okay, he passed by. This little tiny sack. You can hit him with a sack and beat him with it, but, oh. Here he comes again. There he goes. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. Actually, I might just beat his ass. Oh, no, he's too fast. He got away. If you hit him, he'll just run. He recovers his health when he's gone, but he'll just run. Unless... Oh, Slimer. There you go. So I just traded that $1,000 sack for a $2,300 orb. That's what I'm saying. If you have an item that's, like, sturdy enough to beat the enemies up with, if you can get an orb that's better value, especially with the clown bomb, stuff like that, like, that's awesome, you know? Why is, oh, that fell. Okay. I was gonna say, why are my items all jostling around over here? It's because that was too heavy and just fell out. I was just talking about that earlier. It's like, dude, these items tend to kind of move around on their own, especially when they're overloaded like that. Alright, get that thing in there. We'll move this in, and I think I just have another 2 dolls and that painting to get in after we get the sack. Yeah, look at that. Pretty good stuff. Very low money run, though. I mean, this extraction, 10,000 each. So there's probably, like, what, a total of 70,000, 65 to $70,000 on the map. Not a whole lot, you know. And that might be maximum without, like, breaking anything. Who knows? You know, later on, things are going up in value in the shop. We got to be careful here, though. We're in this little hallway. Headman takes up a lot of space, and he's going to go towards that ping, so just got to be careful that we don't get caught in the hallway. Okay. Level 4, if all goes well, is about to be in the books. We don't want to celebrate too early, but we killed an enemy. The invisible guy's kind of gone for a little bit. And all I have to do is go down this way. We should be okay. This is what I'm talking about, though, because, like, now we have this big painting to stage in there. And the problem with the painting is it's so high in value, it'll just automatically click the thing. So, I mean, this is going to be kind of a pain, actually. We can get the doll in here. Is that the headman? That is the headman. Okay, stay away. Good. Yeah, so, look. I feel like no matter what, on 3 extraction runs, this is how it is. And this is kind of why I wanted to stage the painting in the front and not back here, because now the painting is too high value to go in there. We have the sack that we need to move in there. There's Headman coming, so we got to be careful about that. What I'm going to have to do is throw the doll in there. We'll have to have the painting ready to just go in, or maybe even the painting in next, and then the doll close by, throw the sack in on top, but it's going to be tough to get everything in without, like, doing a ton of damage or, you know. Man, this guy is just right there. That's so annoying. He is so obnoxious. Oh, well, did we get the other doll? We got the other doll, didn't we? Okay. Yeah, so this is all we got to do is just throw this painting in now. And I think what I can do is run it in like this. Drop it. Cart and sack next. I can throw the sack in on top too, but you know. There's no reason to fidget with all that stuff. Just get it in, get out of there. $67,000, huh? We lost a little bit of value on some items and things like that, but 67,000 is nothing. Yeah, 65 is probably what was on this map total. That low quota. It's usually like typically 3 times the value of whatever your quota is, plus a little extra here and there. I can't tell. I feel like I'm being stalked, though. Is the invisible guy behind me? Oh, God. I hope not. So if... now, this is not supposed to happen, but if you are taken out of the car or die, like, right when this thing leaves, you actually respawn, even solo, with 1 health here. So, you know, if you're ever worried about that, you will live. It's just a tough way to come back. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. We'll pick up the shop and the run next time. We have another 3 extractions. Then we'll move on to 4 extractions after that. Hopefully some different enemy sets that we can kind of mess around with. Hopefully we get some strength in this shop too, so I can show you some break points and killing some things and all that. Maybe a gun here or there. But yeah, so far we're just kind of playing it as it lies, playing the thing that we're given. But yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you all for hanging out. If you have any questions or, you know, want me to go over anything else in here, please comment it. I'll either answer the comment or make a video on it or whatever. But like I say, I love Repo. I love playing it with y'all. And, you know, thank you for just being here. Take care, y'all.